What's going on, guys? Before we get into the video, I just want to let you know if you're looking to get your energy fix, make sure you use my code FCGBrain at wenergy.com to get 10% off your order. Peace. Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Brain. Welcome back to another video. I'm here with Palestinian Steel MMA. How's it going, man?
I'm doing great. How about you? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I was just watching a couple of your videos a bit earlier, trying to prepare, trying to see what you're all about.
Hmm?
You want to tell us a little bit what you're about? Give us a little insight.
Yeah, so I'm Palestinian Steel MMA, as you said, short form for long form for PSMMA, and I'm a TikToker with over 10,000 followers, and I focus on mixed martial arts content, whether it's about PFL, UFC, Ryzen, One, and also give my takes on the sport. And I'm also active on Instagram as well. So it's TikTok and I have an Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for a year or so.
A year and you got 10,000 followers? Oh, come on, man. I'm trying to get where
It's
you're
TikTok,
at.
yeah,
Or
on TikTok. Thank
that's
you.
what's up. Um, so you said you've been doing this for a year. You cover basically every MMA organization. Which one's your favorite at the moment?
I'd say for sure either the UFC or the PFL. These are like my main focus, but I do talk about Ryzen events and I
Hmm.
talk about some One events. So like my main focus right now is just UFC and PFL.
What do you think about these rising guys that are getting signed to the UFC? Like we got Horiguchi back in, we've got Kaya Sakura. What do you think about these guys?
I mean, like there are some good guys too. Like also like there's Yuri Prochaska who became a
Yep.
champion, Manel Kape, a top guy, and of course Kasakura is 0-2, but Kyoji Horiguchi, who's 7-1 in the UFC, now 8-1. I think they have some pretty good guys, and I feel like after watching the last event, there are also some pretty good guys as well, like Rajabali Shardulayev, the champion,
Hmm.
very very solid guy.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you there. What did you think about that last Manel Cap fight against Brandon Royval?
Oh man, it was amazing. He had that knockout power. I think Manel Kape could stay being a top five flyweight.
Who does
Well
that to
deserved.
Brandon Royval, man?
I know he has
No
like a
one
chin.
does
Like
that.
I even watched, yeah, I even watched Joshua Van versus Brandon Royval live, and Ro Van dropped Royval, but he didn't knock him out. But whereas Kape did.
Flat out cold in the first round, man. That was an insane fight
Yeah.
watching that.
No.
So, starting out, what got you into creating content? What was like, okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna start doing this.
Hmm. So for me, what got me into creating content was the fact that I had these unique ideas. I go on discussion groups and see these YouTube videos and Facebook discussion groups, and I'd see them having different takes, and I feel like have different takes and unique takes, and also the fact that I have this passion for other promotion other than the UFC. So I was like, okay,
Hmm.
last year I decided to start my TikTok channel and make a channel where I would give my own unique takes and talk about other promotions. So and since then, I've been made good memories in this TikTok journey, and can't wait for more.
I agree, man. Like I said, we're at the start of the year. I wanted to start, taking this content thing serious. I've been trying to reach out to people, get some
Awesome,
interviews, that sort of
nice,
thing. I seen you. I was like, yeah, this guy seems cool. Let me see what he has to say. And
yeah.
what I like about you is not everybody that makes MMA content, like they don't talk about other promotions all the time, and you
Mhm.
talk about
Yeah.
Rise and you talk about PFL. So you're sort of dipping your foot in every bit of the water, not just sticking your hand in or something like that.
Mm.
So I want to ask you a question, man. Who right now in like the social media scene of MMA, who's like the one person you're looking at, you're like, oh man, I hate that guy, or I don't like that guy.
Like you're talking about a content creator who I dislike.
Yeah.
I don't really hate anyone,
Hmm.
but if we're going by takes, whose takes I dislike the most, there's just this one person named MMA chick whose takes I dislike, especially because she's like has this bias towards Dagestanis. So I don't hate anyone, but just like this one person's takes, I just cannot stand.
I feel so. What do you think about the Dagestanis, man? I know MMA
I think
chick
they're
as well.
great.
Yeah.
I think they're great, but just like to say that Islam is the goat and look at people as if they're terrible because Islam is the goat.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the problem. Like I like Islam, I think it's top five, but I feel like goat is pushing it too soon.
I think he's close to being the GOAT.
Yeah,
Maybe three or four, but no, he's not number one yet. You
yeah, I
know.
agree. Even as Dana White said, he's heading towards GOAT talk. He's not
Yeah,
in GOAT talk.
that's so. I feel like a lot of people we're trying to replace all of our old goats too quick. You know, who's your top five right now at the moment?
I have John Jones, George St. Pierre, Silva, Mighty Mouse, and Islam.
All right, that's valid. I'm gonna take John Jones out though. John,
Mm.
he's not the goat in my opinion. You know, he's got a couple asterisks next to his name. What do you think about all the controversies going on with John Jones?
Well, I feel like I know his personal interests are not that good, and I feel like some of them, like for instance, the first fight against Cormier, the cocaine one,
Hmm.
that's what apparently what USADA said was that it was out of his system and cocaine isn't really a PED. And the ones that they say about the Turnbull and the clomiphene, they were such small amounts. And USADA, not me, but USADA said it was tainted and unintentional. And then there was the one against Gustin, which they say is a pulsing effect. I don't know about from the 2017 time against DC for the no contest,
Yeah,
and that was pulsing in like small amounts in the system there, which Vegas did not like. So like I heard that's what the experts say.
that's why they had to move the event to California,
Yeah,
right?
because Vegas was like, I don't like these small amounts, too fishy. Whereas California's like, okay, so small amounts, just let them in.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I have my takes about John Jones. I feel like if you have so many controversies, you know, surrounding your legacy, man, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to put you in the GOAT talk, you know. And the same thing can be said about George St. Pierre, you know, like he had a lot of close fights in his career, like with that Johnny Hendricks decision or, you know, so on and so forth. But honestly, my top five, I want to say I got Mighty Mouse, I got GSP, and I got Islam too. He's number three. He's number three for me. But yeah,
Who's your number one? Sorry, Mighty Mouse.
my number one is Mighty Mouse.
Well, you like DJ.
Well, to be
He's my
honest,
fourth. Yeah.
I'm beefing with DJ right now.
Really, you're beefing
Yeah.
with him?
What
What?
do you think about MMA Guru, man?
I mean, I watch his videos. Like I know sometimes he can be funny and like rambling,
Hmm.
but I don't really have much opinion on MMA Guru.
Well, he was doing a little show with DJ. I don't know if you've seen that. They had the Mighty Guru show. And Guru had to leave the podcast, man, because DJ wasn't like what he was saying about the Dagestanis.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm beefing with DJ right now.
Well, yeah, because he trained with Habib. That's why he's like, not
Mhm.
enough. Wait,
Yep.
does he actually know about the beef, or just like you're saying you don't like him? Does he actually
No, I like
respond
it.
to you?
No. I'm just joking around. No, I haven't
Oh,
talked to him. If I see him in the streets, I'm running the other way, man. Like I'm not gonna ever say nothing to him, you know, in person or nothing like that, or online. But I'm not usually one to like disrespect fighters or nothing. You know, they're doing something that I want to do, and you know that I haven't done yet. So you know, man, I would love to meet DJ though. He's a cool guy. So have you done any martial arts training or anything like that? What do you do for work?
like I was a red belt in Taekwondo, and I did some BJJ and did some karate. I think my high and Muay Thai, but I think the highest ever when I was a kid was red belt in Taekwondo.
Okay, that's not bad. I like Taekwondo, man. That's a cool. That's I like
Yeah.
the fast kicks that y'all can do. I've done
Oh yeah.
kickboxing. That's about all I've done. I've done like three jujitsu classes, but other than that, you know, no full MMA like anything like that. So you do TikTok? I'm assuming part time. What do you do outside of TikTok?
Oh, like I was actually like working as an engineer because I'm got a master's in engineering, but currently looking for work right now from the field because I came back to Canada because my dad had a stroke and taking care of my dad.
Okay.
So yeah, like I spent a year or so taking care of my dad and driving him therapy and helping him out. So now I'm actually looking for work.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, you know, blessings to your dad, man. That's a horrible
Thank
thing
you,
to be.
thank you.
That's a horrible thing to be going through. You know. So,
Appreciate it.
and that really shows the type of person you are. That you're putting your career on the sideline for a little bit to take care of your dad. You know. So that's good on you. So you got 10,000 followers right now or so on TikTok. I think
Roughly, yeah, give or
the
take.
10.1, 10.2, something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
where do you want to end up at the end of the year? What are you looking to accomplish?
For me, like my accomplishment is probably for sure build more followers,
Hmm.
have bigger live streams, and maybe if I could, maybe like a media member to go to some PFL events. I know this one guy who actually got a free PFL event to go to the last one in Lyon. So
Oh,
maybe
there you
like
go.
obviously very impressive. So like yeah, like any like PFL event or UFC event, ideally because that'd be too much. That'd be like my dream to actually get a trip or being media guy booked there. I'd be like, whoa.
So have you been to a UFC event or a PFL event? Which events have you
Uh,
been to?
yes. I've been to UFC 240 years ago because it was in my city.
Hmm.
And then I went to UFC 317. I went to the UFC Vancouver last year. And I
Okay.
also, for PFL, I only went to the PFL Nashville in 2024.
All right. That's what's up. So you
Mhm.
seen your boy Mike Malott? That was you seen him get beat by Neil Magny?
Yeah, that was the last minute thing. He's actually winning the fight, but then then Neil Magny just shows he has very good cardio and he just like bounced back.
He did
Whoa.
the Unk still got it move.
Yeah, I did watch Mike Malott fight Kevin Holland live that time.
That fight, man, I was not expecting Mike Malott to do Holland like that, man.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about him, man? What do you think? You think he's champ potential?
Do I think he's champ potential? I'd say probably not because welterweight's so stacked.
Hmm.
So I think he can be the rankings, but I don't think he'll get past top 15, I think.
I agree with you there. I think he's fighting Gilbert Burns next. I'm pretty sure. I think that's
Oh,
probably
really?
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the
I
fight
did
they're
not
gonna
know
be
that.
making.
Wow.
It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor. I don't know if it's official yet, but that's what I'm seeing around. I think he does beat Gilbert Burns. I think at this point, Burns is a bit too small for Mike. He's a big guy for welterweight, but he's not that powerful though, to be honest. Um, but yeah, I agree with you. I think he'll be in the rankings, but I don't think he gets past like Kobe Covington or anything like that.
Mhm. I don't know if Kobe's going up to middleweight or not. That's the thing.
Kobe?
Because I'm hearing, yeah, because I know after he beat Luke Rockhold in wrestling match, he was like, oh, I want to go to middleweight, and he said he wants to fight someone like Izzy or Strickland, but like
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
stupid.
who he'll give me moves up.
That's stupid. I don't think he should do that. I think he gets beat by anybody at middleweight, even Israel Adesanya at this point, at the end of his career. I think it'd be funnier or smarter, not smarter, I want to say, but a better decision if he did want to move weight classes to move down to lightweight. He's already not that big of a welterweight, and he doesn't cut much weight to get to that weight class. But we'll see what he does. You like Kobe Covington?
I mean, I think his persona was kind of funny, and I know he can make some jokes, and I liked him in his prime, like when he fought Usman the first time.
Hmm.
My favorite UFC fight of all time, the first Usman fight. But I feel like now he's definitely not in his prime anymore. He's 37 years old, and he's gonna be 38 next month. So yeah, like I think now he's not one who was like, wow, he's as good as he was in 2017 to 2019 era.
I agree, man. I still remember watching that Robbie Lawler fight, man. Oh,
Oh yeah,
I love
so many
Kobe.
strikes, man.
Yeah,
Like so much volume.
so much volume. Chaos Kobe, man. It's that cardio, the cardio king. So who do you
Yeah.
think won that second Usman fight?
Oh yeah, that one I because here's the thing. First round was Usman. Second round, either 10-9 or 10-8 Usman. And the third, fourth, and fifth round, I think were Colby. So I edge it to Colby Covington, but it all depends on how you score the a second round. It was a 10-8 or 10-9. So it's either for me a draw or
I
I edge it to Colby.
I always seen it as a draw. I've rewatched that fight many times. Like I want to say 4 or 5. Um, I've always seen that fight as a draw, to be honest. Like I think Kobe really, he improved from the first fight for sure defensively.
Mhm.
All right, let's get back to something a little more recent, man. What do you think about Kayla Harrison pulling out against Amanda Nunes?
I was like, what?
I
Oh
know.
man, that would have been a legacy defining moment for Kayla Harrison and Amanda. So like, whereas the fight got scrapped, I hope they rebook it because, in my opinion, those fights for both Kayla and Amanda
Yeah,
are legacy defining moments for them. Like they'll add more to their legacy. So like,
man.
I was really hoping for that to happen.
Truthfully, man, I was excited for that fight. I was like one of the only people. Like I was talking to Nutrock
Mhm.
MMA. I don't know if you know who he is. Um,
Oh, I don't know.
well, I interviewed him last week, and I was talking to him about it, man. I was like, that's a sleeper banger. Like I think Amanda's style it clashes really well with Kayla, but Kayla has the upper hand of being active. She has all Amanda's old coaches. She has the strength advantage, I want to say. But man, that would have been a good fight for sure. So what
Oh
what
yeah,
fights what fights coming up are you looking forward to the most?
fights I'm looking forward to. If they make it this year, Islam versus Ilya.
Hmm.
Uh, I know I'm hoping for Yaroslav Amosov versus a ranked UFC opponent because many guys, when they see Bellator guys, they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, automatically by default, he's not going to be in the rankings." When yes, there have been some guys who didn't do well, like Patchy Mix, but also there's some guys who did well, like MVP
MVP's doing great.
and Kayla Harrison from PFL. I want to see Amosov beat a ranked opponent so people can shut up with that stereotype.
You,
And of course, there's Pereira versus there's Pereira heavyweights. There's so
ooh,
many.
yeah. I think they should do Pereira versus Gon ASAP, bro. Especially since Tom Aspinall's getting double eye surgery, man. I think we need to get that fight done. And
Yeah.
speaking of
Oh yeah.
these PFL guys and these Bellator guys coming in, people always talk about how good Justin Gaethje was or is. He's fighting for the title, the interim belt, but he's
Yeah.
from the PFL as well. Not many people like to mention that.
Yeah. WSOF. Yeah. It used to be called WSOF, but then changed to PFL. So yeah.
What do you think about him fighting that one-armed guy? How good was that fight?
The one-armed guy, Gaethje.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gaethje.
or Nick Newell. Nick Newell. Yeah. I
Yeah,
was like, wow, it's pretty good. I'm like, first of all, I was kind of surprised. Like they let a one-armed guy fight in professional MMA against guys with two arms, but
yeah.
like, wow, that's a pretty good fight if I
I
remember
want I
correctly.
want to say like it's good on him for he has a physical disadvantage automatically, and he kind of uses it in his own style. Like I was seeing him, he actually strikes with the the stub of the arm, lack of for lack of a better term. Anyways, moving forward, I'm looking forward to a lot of good fights, man. We got a lot of good fights coming up. I don't know if you've seen they just announced Kevin Vallejos versus Josh Emmett.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I
I'm
was
in,
like, I was hoping
oh
for Pitbull versus Emmett, but they gave him a young, hungry guy.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Pitbull, man. What is going on with him?
I
He
know, like he was supposed to fight Lasana Keita after that fight against Dan Ige,
and
but
he missed the weight.
Keita
Yeah,
missed weight and he didn't want to take that fight. So I don't know what
I don't know what they do with him to
they're
be
gonna do.
honest. I think honestly, let's give him Michael Chandler. Tell him move up to lightweight and fight Michael Chandler.
Yeah, that's good because who should Chandler fight? Like he shouldn't be fighting some
He needs
young
to
up and
fight
comer. I
out
think
of
he
the
should fight a
ranking.
guy around his
No, I
level of
I
experience.
disagree with that one. Actually, no. You're right. Let him fight Benil Dariush.
Mm.
And maybe at the White House if he doesn't end up fighting Conor McGregor, that fabled matchup that he wants. If Dariush is ready to come back around June time, let him fight. Dariush. Both those guys, I want to say, are at the end of their career. That could be a winnable fight for both of them, to be honest.
Definitely.
What do you think about Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Rufy?
I think it should be a very good fight because both guys are very good on the feet.
Hmm.
So that should be a fun striking match, I think.
I
Oh, and Fiziev can grapple too.
He
So
can. He
yeah,
proved that in
should
his
be a good
last fight
match.
against Ignacio Bahamundes.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I thought Bahman's gonna win that one, but but Fiziev
mhm.
improved a lot and showed he's
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
100%. But I think in this fight against Rufi, I think it's gonna be a detriment to him. I think he's gonna be trying to get the takedowns on Rufi, and I think Rufi's gonna use that to his advantage. With maybe some counter knees. I could see him doing some knees up the middle, something like that.
The question is, has he improved since the Benoit Saint Denis fight? Because that's the thing.
I want to say he has. I see him training with Volkanovski and Israel Adesanya. Like he's taking the steps to improve. It's just the question of has he? But you're only as good as your last fight. So until we see him in there in the cage again, and that octagon door shuts, and him and Fiziev are going to battle, we don't know. We just gotta predict. I
Hmm.
predict these things though.
Hmm.
I'm 0-24 on main event picks last year.
You went 0-24?
0-24, man. I didn't get a single
Wow.
one right.
Crap. That's a lot. And they're 24 in total last year. How many? Or
No,
50 something.
I didn't pick all of them to be honest, but just ones that I myself like. I watched every event, but I didn't. I stopped picking after what's it called? After Israel Adesanya got knocked out by Imavov, I stopped doing picks. I just I sat in my room like Yuri with the lights off for like 4.5 hours just crying that he
So
got
I
knocked
guess you
out.
picked Moicano over Makhachev
How'd you know?
because you said you went 0-24 and you stopped doing it to Arsenal Imavov. And the fight before that was the Moicano Makhachev. So I used my thinking.
Yep, I did pick Moicano. Man, dude, seeing that unfold live, that was so crazy. I was at work, at my old job, and I seen that got announced. I was so excited. I was like, dude, Moicano, he's gonna pull off the biggest upset in UFC history here, and he got dealt with accordingly. You know, my boy Moicano, man.
Mhm.
So do you got any sponsors or anything, man? How do you make any money off TikTok or anything like that?
Uh, Excluding some live gifts here and there,
Mm-hmm.
it's more so for the fun than for the money. So I know I'm not making money. So no sponsors yet. But maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day, man. Like I said, I just want to give you, the time to maybe shout something out, yeah, see, anything that you want to talk about personally.
Um, Anything? By the way, are you gonna watch the PFL February 7th? That's a sick card.
I mean, I wasn't planning on it to be honest. I'm a UFC fanboy, man. I watch UFC and I watch bare knuckle boxing. That's it.
Yeah, 'cause I know there's Usman Nurmagomedov fighting, and there's some my favorite guy Shamil Mosaev. But in my opinion, like really stacked cards. I'm so eager for it in a few weeks.
So you think I should check that out?
I'd recommend it. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do like a fight companion for the 324 card.
Well, yeah, I've won 6 weeks hiatus, driving one crazy, man. People are so upset with a 6 week hiatus.
I know, dude. I'm fiending
One
over
more
here.
week.
I'm fiending, bro. I'm telling
One
you.
more week.
I think this card it's gonna hmm, it's a little worse now that Harrison versus Nunez is off, but I still think it's a pretty decently stacked card.
Yeah.
It's a January card. January cards aren't always that great. Even the we were talking about Moicano versus Islam. That card wasn't the best. But I think for the first card of the year, it's not bad.
Hmm.
We got Yadong and all them. My bad, Mel. Continue.
Yeah, but of course, I think the first two main events I think are kind of disrespectful because Patty versus Gaethje for an interim belt. I'm like, yeah, I get it's a decent fight, but I feel like Arman's being done dirty. And the next one, Volk versus Lopez too. I'm like, Lopez, not Murphy, not
This,
Mofsar,
this is a hot take, man, but I think that oh man, Volkanovski, he's just not that great.
like not that great all time or what?
No, I think he's extremely overrated.
Like overrated as resume wise or
Resume,
skill wise? Which one?
no skill wise, you can't deny the man's skill. Look at the guys he's
Mhm.
beating. He's beaten Holloway 3 times. He's beaten Yair Rodriguez in 3 rounds. Finishing him. And then Brian Ortega, he went to war with Ortega. He almost got finished. But
Mm.
dude, getting finished by Ilya Taporia, it's not a great look, man. Like Ilya is one of the worst defensive and like output wise like lightweights of all time, and you're getting finished by him in round two, man. It's just I don't know.
Ilya does have the power, and I like how he uses the Philly shell to block the boxing. So you don't like that Philly
I
shell he
I like
uses?
I like to call it when Ilya's using it. I like to call it the silly shell. All right. I think he's a I
Philly
think
shell.
I think he is a goofball.
Oh, you think so? I mean, it's kind of effective because it shows that you can switch between your head and your body. So I like that part of the boxing
Mm,
defense.
I can agree on that, but I just think if you look at everything that Ilya's doing, man, come on. Like he's just clowning on people online. Did you see that live stream with him and the Nelk boys?
Was it the one where he's talking about Israel, but then I know later on he started talking about Palestine.
I mean, I don't know what he supports to be honest. I don't really like to
Yeah.
dabble into the politics just because, I feel like if I'm not fully educated on a topic, then I'm not gonna,
Hmm.
bring it up. But if you want to talk about it, man, if you got something you want to say, I'll give you the floor.
Like I know I'm Palestinian and I support my country of Palestine, but like
Mhm.
I know we're talking about Ilya yeah, but like I feel like he was supporting Israel, but I don't know if he wanted to cater to different people to say, oh, I support Israel, then he told the Spanish guy I support Palestine,
Mhm.
or if he changed his mind fully. So like I'm not sure if Ilya changed his mind or he just wants to cater to different people. So that's the thing, because I'm for Palestine because I feel like
I
my
see.
people they've been getting killed since the 1940s, and it's a pretty sad genocide. And yeah, I feel bad for what's going on there. Free Palestine.
Free
That's what I gotta
Palestine,
say.
man. I'll say that too. So what do you think? What does it mean to you, like when a guy like Bryce Mitchell, he starts bringing things up? What do you think about him bringing up things about Israel?
Actually, I'm beginning to have a lot of respect for Bryce Mitchell because I know like he supports Palestine. I'm seeing free Palestine. I'm like, wow. I used to think that Bryce Mitchell was just like uneducated hillbilly with crazy, crazy take. But then after seeing that, I'm like, wow, this guy's actually a pretty nice guy, very friendly. Yes, he has some like crazy, crazy takes, but he's a very nice guy, very friendly, and supports Palestine.
Yeah, and he does his thing, dude. He doesn't let anyone, he speaks his mind. He's always true to himself. He speaks his mind, and he doesn't really take crap from anyone. So on
Mm-hmm.
the complete opposite end of that spectrum, what do you think about like Gene Silva when he's, showing full support for his motherland, which is Israel?
Yeah, like, I feel like I disagree with it strongly. I'm like, how can you support Israel's doing it? Especially like they're violating ceasefires, they're killing innocent people. They've been doing this for 70 years since 1940, since they illegally took over Palestine. And like,
Mm,
I just don't see a rational defense for supporting Israel, in my opinion.
I
Like,
agree. I agree with you
do
there.
I hate the guy, Gene Silva? I don't know if I hate the guy, but I disagree with that political
That part
opinion
of
big
it.
time.
I do hate his personality though. I think he's super annoying.
Oh, did you see the Bryce Mitchell? When I actually met the guy, Gene Silva, and I was like, oh, oh,
Arf!
oh.
Arf!
I
That
actually met the entire fighting nerds, and like, yeah,
you did?
yeah, I did. Yeah, when I went to UFC 217 in Vegas,
Mhm.
I met so many fighters. I met like Joshua Van. I met the fighting nerds.
Oh, dude, I wish
I
I met
met
Joshua Van.
Emmett. I met Aljo, Faber,
I went to UFC
Bilal.
313.
So many guys.
You met Bilal? Ooh, he's your buddy there.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah, UFC X.
Oh, that's what's up. I wasn't able to go to UFC X, but I've heard a lot of people that have gone.
Hmm.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I went to UFC 313. I met Bobby Green, King Green. He's one of my favorites as well. Give me your top five, favorites. They don't have to be goats, just the people that you love watching the most.
Like right now in MMA, or 'cause I also the ones outside the UFC as well.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay, yeah, because my favorite right now is Shamil Musayev. He's this undefeated Dagestani guy with vicious knockout power, takedown defense. And I also like Vadim Nemkov, who I think
Oh yeah.
is really, really, really good. He should fight Francis Ngannou. That's what I'm looking forward to. And there's who else? Mm,
Darius
there's Pereira, of
Flowers.
course, because Pereira always had a way to knock people out.
Yep.
There's so many people that I and Umar and Usman too.
Okay. Okay. I see
Definitely these
you.
guys I like to see.
I want to say my top five. I'll give you like a top six or 6 to 8. I like Nate Diaz, Nick Diaz. I like Mark Hunt. He's one of my favorites to be honest. Darius Flowers. Uh, you know, oh I don't know if you're familiar with Darius Flowers. He's a bit of a low key guy.
Is he a new UFC guy? I think I've heard the name, but I don't know if I follow him
No, he's
too
not.
much.
He has like 3 fights. He's like 0-3 in the UFC, I think. But yeah, he's just a really cool guy.
Oh, never really watched his fights.
No, I would definitely look into it. He has some fun fights. Even though yeah he lost them, but he's a cool guy. I've been trying to get an interview with him for a bit.
Oh, nice.
And then we've got Bobby Green, of course. I like him. He has one of my favorite fights of all time. Jim Miller versus Bobby Green, UFC 300.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That was a bloody one. That was a bloody one. And then we've got Shamil Gaziev, Shamil the Meal, the goat of heavyweight.
Uh,
I think he eats Tom Aspinall in one round.
I mean, heavyweight people have this knockout power and have a puncher's chance. So heavyweight's a very dangerous division
Yeah,
because of
dude.
the power.
I think he chews through Aspinall, man. I think he chews through Pereira. He chews through Gon, man. I think any we got him. Who else do I got? I want to say Jang Wei Lee. She's really cool. I like her. Um,
Yeah, but she lost her last fight. I think she's being seismogged or what?
I think yeah, I think Seismog is a good way to put it. She's too small for that division. She needs to just stick there. She needs to go back down and deal with Mackenzie Dern for us real quick and get her title back, man. I don't think Mackenzie Dern deserves that title.
Hmm.
And to be honest, if I seen Mackenzie Dern in public, man, I would start crying and I'd follow her home and I would be begging at her doorstep for her to let me in and be her best friend. But you know,
Actually, I met Mackenzie Dern at UFC X in Vegas. Just took a couple photos there, and that's it. I met Mackenzie Dern.
see, man. Now you got the in, bro. You gotta send her my Instagram. One of my friends, he met Paige Van Zant.
Oh, really?
hmm And back
That's
back in the day, so this is a crazy pull. I actually met Brian Ortega when I was 9 years old.
oh, really
Yeah,
nice.
before he was in the UFC. So I don't even know if he remembers it, but I had a picture of it. My mom was going through some old pictures and it was just literally there and he was in the background. So it was
Mm.
like it's a crazy thing. But anyways, going forward, man, do you have anything else you wanna talk to me about? I don't want to hold you all day here. What's something that you want to ask me?
Oh, ask you, how long have you been doing this interview thing for?
You're only
So,
you're
so
only the third person I've ever interviewed, so about 2 weeks.
oh, nice. Yeah, because I knew you because I saw your interview with Jay Southpaw Jay, because he's another Canadian guy,
hmm
and I saw you, and I saw like this amateur fighter who you interviewed. Like, yeah, so I'm the third one, or what?
Yeah,
There's that other
you're
guy.
yeah. I interviewed Jay. He was my first interview ever, and then I interviewed Nutrock MMA. You're the third one, and then right after this, I'm interviewing with that amateur MMA fighter.
Oh, that's today. I thought
Yeah,
you already did that. Oh, nice, nice.
yeah. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to
keep
that.
at it, man. Good, you're doing a good job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I like your stuff.
Thank
I'll
you.
of course I'll post you on my page if you want to post this on your TikTok. Whenever I upload the shorts or the clips, if you want to post that, be by all means, man. Go ahead.
Sounds good.
All right, man. I enjoy talking to you. You're a pretty cool guy, man.
Likewise, enjoy talking as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to talk again, hit me up, or if you want to make a video, you got a video idea or something, just let me know, man, for sure.
Sounds good. Awesome.
All right, man. You have a great rest of your night, okay?
You as well. Take
All right,
care.
man. God bless. God bless.